And welcome back to Daily Wrap. It's potluck time. This is a part of the show. We go around the table and share our favorite stories of the day. Noah Rothman, when I sent this idea over to you, you said I could talk about this all night. What is it and why?
Well, there are a few things that you can count on in life that are just sure things. Death, taxes, Halley's Comet, and a quadrennial fabricated draft effort to move Mike Bloomberg to run for the presidency. It happens every 4 years, and it's always semi-vague and somewhat veiled, sometimes overt. The 2008 Unity 08 draft movement was attempting to move Mike Bloomberg to the presidency. The online Americans Elect draft movement was a little bit more veiled, but was also thinly linked to Mike Bloomberg. All of these are efforts to get a centrist candidate, as which Mike Bloomberg purports to be, into the race to run for the White House from the middle to upend the American political system. This time around, it seems as though the draft effort to move the former mayor into a cross-slate presidential bid comes not from squishy centrists, but from the actual Democratic Party, or at least a Democratic partisan. In a USA Today op-ed, Newser founder Michael Wolff says that Bloomberg is the centrist that America needs, and he is going to keep the White House for the Democratic Party. And he's notably a centrist Democrat with some visions that are moderately liberal on social issues, and certainly moderately conservative on economic issues. But if this is going to appeal to Democrats, a progressive strain of Democrats that is prevalent today, I can't see how it's going to happen. The former New York City mayor has stated his unqualified support for Israel, has been very tough on crime when he ran the city, and he's also known as a preserver of the status quo on Wall Street, and all of these are going to be unappealing to Democrats, at least the modern brand of Democrats. So while the Mike Bloomberg trial balloon is almost certain to pop, you can bet on the fact that he's going to be asked again. There's something to be said for stability, and the quadrennial effort to make Mike Bloomberg run for the White House is certainly something that you can count on, and a stable mooring in your life in politics.
We talk about infotainment here sometimes, and candidates that we'd love to see win their nominations so they could run in the general. And boy, wouldn't you love to see, I know you would, Trump Bloomberg.
Trump.
How would that be?
First of all, I like almost everything Noah said, except not all centrists are squishy. We just want to make that clear. Some of us
Bloomberg
centrists,
supporters are certainly squishy.
I'm a supporter, and I'm not squishy. I like Bloomberg.
No, you're kind of squishy.
So I am not. Okay, now you're in trouble.
But
No, I
actually
actually agree with everything else Noah said. It's never going to happen. Bloomberg is not going to run for president, certainly not as a Democrat.
I think he would love to be drafted.
So I think he would too, but it's just not going to happen. I think you're going to find, listen, there's a lot of time left to go. Anything can happen. If Hillary were to completely collapse, you could see a legitimate draft Bloomberg movement. I don't think, even in the face of Hillary collapsing, I think there would be other Democrats who would probably get to the front first.
The general...
I don't know. That's the
No,
problem.
I think
That's
he
the
would.
problem.
He would, because you look at the general LinkedIn page, and you pointed them all out. Was tough on crime, not squishy.
Right.
He run Bloomberg, his company in his own name.
You call him squishy, but then you said all the hard-nosed things he did.
Oh, he's especially squishy on a variety of... well, the centrist middle is squishy when it comes to...
Well, what's he?
Well, he's hard to categorize, right? I would imagine that he's basically a moderate Republican in the mold of New York City Republicans.
He ran as a Republican.
He ran as a Republican in 2001 in order to get elected.
Right.
He was an independent.
Right.
But as far as social issues, and even when it comes to fiscal issues, he's really indistinguishable from Hillary Clinton. That's the thing, is that Mike Bloomberg can position himself as Hillary Clinton can, which is they essentially hold all of the same positions, although Mike Bloomberg can't lie as effectively as Hillary Clinton can to Democrats and convince them that he doesn't hold all the positions that he actually does.
Further to the left.
So they're virtually identical.
It's
in
not that
sense.
she's convinced them, they just don't care.
Isn't he kind of like a Carly
Sanders
Fiorina, though, where he actually ran a company that was successful? You look at Bloomberg and you say, well, that's the model. It's one of the best companies
Carly
ever worked for.
blew it, but he didn't. He ran a brilliant company.
Correct.
He's done
So
it
you can't
all.
attack him on that.
No.
You can't attack him on crime. You said it during the break. Running New York is like running a state,
a country.
or even a country for that matter.
Yeah.
I think he would be a very
tough
formidable candidate
How
to
old
Hillary
is he?
He
Clinton.
used to
How
call
old is
that
he?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
But he did used to
I'll guess
say that,
66 if I were to guess.
New York City is essentially...
And if you say that that's too old to be president, now we got a problem.
I'm sorry.
You have your own army, a police force of 30,000 strong. You have your own State Department, the United Nations.
Yeah.
You essentially run a minor New York City.
Yeah,
I agree.
Or a minor country, rather.
I
than New York
agree.
City.
And Hillary's support is not something that I would characterize as strong. We saw it in
I
2008.
agree.
They jumped ship the minute that a Barack Obama came along.
It's
I
not
think it's
strong,
different.
but it's a little bit different. And again, unless she craters, which I'd be the first to acknowledge, that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
If she doesn't crater, there'd be no reason. If she does crater, the smart money would do exactly what Noah's suggesting, which is a draft Bloomberg model. I wonder if the money is that smart in the squishy center.
Well, when you're talking centrist candidates, isn't Jeb Bush the other centrist candidate?
he's not a centrist. I don't know why people call him that.
I think he is more so than
If you
you
look
think
at
he
his
is.
record, there's nothing centrist about it.
I got one more hypothetical. Clinton, Bloomberg vice presidential candidate.
I don't think he would take
he
it.
would never.
I don't think Bloomberg.
Right, because he's a manager and he's not going
Yeah,
to take orders
I
from
don't
anybody.
see it.
Okay, I could buy that. We're going to do your potluck tomorrow night if you
All
don't
right,
mind. That was
let's
too good
do
of a
it.
discussion to pass up. Anyway, when we come back, it's time for Yay or Nay. This is the Daily Wrap.